My name is Elizabeth Spondrini, and I just want to take a couple minutes here to talk about my story and where I am today, because it has been a long road. I think my teeth problems probably started when I was in 8th grade. I had some issues where I had so much trauma to the front tooth that ultimately I ended up having to get the entire root removed, which you can imagine, being in grade school, not having a front tooth, the teasing, being self-conscious, everything that comes with that territory. But I was fortunate. I did end up having a tooth placed there, but it was always discolored. They were always shaving down the other 2 teeth to make sure that it would adhere and stay. It never sat right. My smile was just off. I remember being at my senior prom in my ball gown, having to take out a retainer with a tooth because, I couldn't eat without it being removed. So I just have a vivid memory of what that felt like, and I would never want anyone to feel like that. But there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I ended up getting an implant done by somebody else, and unfortunately it did fail. So I went through months of pain, was just really discouraged in what my process would look like. If I would ever have a smile I would feel confident in myself. But luckily, my parents, I was able to get veneers. So I went into college with a full set of 6 veneers, which I knew was temporary. But it did come to the point where I saw my normal dentist, Dana Jones, and he said, listen, I'm gonna recommend you to someone. He is the best of the best. And he was not lying. I came to Dr. Sonick's office. The entire staff was incredible. They were so welcoming and understanding of my story, my pain, my path that I had gone through to get to this point. Ultimately, we ended up doing a bone graft, which was not very fun, but was necessary in my case because I didn't have enough structure. I did not have enough support to hold the implant for it to be structurally sound. So in 2016, I went through the bone graft process, which ended up being fantastic. Then we went through a year or 2 later, we ended up doing the implant, which I can say successfully stayed, which is a win in itself. And then we were able to go ahead and put on a whole new set of veneers. And I believe right now I have 9 veneers, and in a smile that I couldn't even dream of. I think we're all so surprised on how beautiful it turned out given the trauma and history that I had. But ultimately, I wouldn't have been, so successful if it wasn't for Dr. Sonick, everyone who's helped along the way. Him and Dana Jones have worked hand in hand, side by side, to make sure that this is perfect. But ultimately I can sit here for personally and professionally that I could not be happier, with how it turned out.